Hello, good day, viewers. Still on NECO 2024 Mathematics Examination Objective Questions. In this tutorial, we are going to solve question number 41 down to 45. And here is question number 41. We're asked to find the value of y in this diagram. If you look at it carefully, this is a triangle, right? And both this and this are said to be the exterior angles of this triangle. But remember that angle on a straight line equals 180 degrees. So if this is 123 degrees, what will be this angle? It will be 180 minus 123 degrees, which is going to give us 57 degrees. Remember, you don't have to always show your working because you're dealing with objective questions. There's no any space for working. All right. So since this is another exterior angle, remember that an exterior angle is always equal to the sum of the two interior opposite angles. So once you add these two angles together, you shall obtain y. And 57 plus 75 will give us 132. Therefore, y is equal to 132 degrees. As simple as that. Let us move on to question number 42. Question number 42 reads, the base radius and height of a cone are 4 cm and 6 cm respectively. We're asked to calculate its volume correct to the nearest whole number. So what is the formula for calculating the volume of a cone? It is given as V is equal to 1 divided by 3 pi r squared h. H is the height, r is the radius, and pi is constant. And since we are not given the pi, we are going to use 22 divided by 7, which we commonly use in Nigeria. So V is equal to 1 divided by 3 multiplied by 22 divided by 7 for pi. Then r, we are given that as 4 centimeters, but squared, which means what? 4 squared, or you can simply write it as 4 multiplied by 4, right? Is the same thing. Then multiply by the height, which is given as 6. All right. In order not to waste time, you can take your calculator, multiply the numerators together. That is 1 times 22 times 4 times 4 times 6. That will give us 2116. Then you divide by the denominator, 3 times 7, which is 21. And if you divide this, you're going to get 101, correct to the nearest whole number. And what will be the unit? cm cube. All right, let us move on to question number 43. Question number 43, we are asked to find the distance between these 2 points, 3, -4 and -5, 2. So what is the distance formula? D is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 whole squared plus y2 minus y1 whole squared. Simplify and get your final answer. All right. Let me call this one x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's substitute. D is equal to the square root of x2 is -5 minus x1 is 3 whole squared plus y2 is 2 minus y1 is -4. So that minus will transform this to positive whole squared. D is equal to -5, -3 is -8, and -8 squared is 64, plus 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 squared is 36. If you combine this together, you're going to get 100 exactly, and square root of 100 is 10. Therefore, the distance between them is just 10 units. Let us move on to question number 44. Question number 44, we're asked to calculate the surface area of a sphere with diameter of 10.4 cm. Correct to 3 significant figures. We're asked to take pi as 3.142. Alright, formula is always very important. The area of a sphere is given as 4 pi r squared. Remember that diameter is given as 10.4. Therefore, radius will be equal to half of this, and half of this will be 5.2 cm. So we are going to use 5.2 as our radius. So therefore area is equal to 4 multiplied by pi, which they say we should use 3.142, then multiplied by radius squared, that is 5.2 whole squared. So we are going to use our calculator, press everything directly. You can even start with this one, 5.2 whole squared, then multiply by 3.142, then multiply by 4, and that will be the area of that sphere, which is 339.83872. But what did they say? Correct to 3 significant figures. So let us correct it. First significant, second, and the third. So we have to stop at 339. But remember that you have to look at the next digit. Once it is greater or equal to 5, you have to round it up. So because this is 8, you have to add 1 to this number. And the moment you add 1 to this number, it becomes 10. And 1 will come to this number to become 4. So 340 altogether. So area will be 340 cm squared. Now let us move on to question number 45. Question number 45. OB walks 400 meters to the top of a hill, which slopes at an angle of what, 30 degrees to the horizontal. We asked to determine the height of the hill. So let me make a simple sketch here. Suppose we have a hill like this. Suppose this is a hill. He climbed the hill, which is 400 meters. So this is 400 meters, and which slopes at an angle of 30 degrees to the horizontal. So this is a horizontal line. So this is 30 degrees. And let me cut it like this. Remember, we are looking for the height. This is the height, right? So if you look at this angle to the height, they are opposite to each other. And this is our hypotenuse, which is the inclined surface. So we can use sine ratio, right? So sine of 30 degrees will be equal to opposite divided by the hypotenuse, which is 400. Therefore, h will be 400 multiplied by sine of 30 degrees. Sine of 30 degrees is 1 divided by 2. So this is just 400 multiplied by 1 divided by 2, which is simply half of 400, right? And half of 400 is 200. Therefore, the height is equal to 200 meters. As simple as that. In our next tutorial, we are going to begin with question number 46 down to question number 50. Thank you for watching. Do share to your learning colleagues, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more exciting videos. Bye-bye.